Today, I'm putting myself in the middle of the action to see if I can outsmart the cops or the criminals. Who do you think will come out on top? I'm Kevin Donaldson, and we're going to find out together. Stay tuned. The battle between law enforcement and criminal activity is one that's been waged for centuries. It's a fight that affects us all, from the streets of our cities to the highest echelons of power. This ongoing struggle for control has far-reaching consequences that impact every single one of us. Law enforcement faces an uphill battle in keeping our communities safe. Rising crime rates, evolving criminal tactics, and limited resources all contribute to an environment where it's getting increasingly difficult to keep up. Criminals are getting smarter, more organized, and more brazen, pushing the boundaries of what's acceptable and what's not. The stakes are high, and the pressure is on for law enforcement to adapt and respond effectively. With each new challenge, cops are faced to think on their feet, to innovate, to find creative solutions, to stay one step ahead. But it's not just a matter of resources or technology. This is a war of attrition, where the cops are fighting for every inch of ground. And the criminals? They're fighting to take it away from them. One of the biggest challenges facing law enforcement is the sheer scale of the problem. With millions of reported crimes each year, it's a numbers game that's almost impossible to win. And that's not all. The nature of the crime is changing too. Cybercrime, organized crime, and domestic terrorism all present unique challenges that require specialized skills and expertise. And even when the cops do manage to catch a break, the legal system can be slow to respond, allowing the criminals to exploit loopholes and technicalities to avoid justice. The battle between cops and criminals is a cat and mouse game, where each side is constantly trying to outmaneuver the other. Law enforcement uses sting operations, surveillance, and undercover work to catch criminals off guard. But the criminals are fighting back, using encryption, fake identities, and sophisticated money laundering schemes to stay one step ahead. It's a game of wit and cunning where the stakes are high and the risks are even higher. The statistics are staggering in the United States. There are over 10 million reported crimes each year, with a clearance rate of just about 45%. That means that more than half of the crimes go unsolved, leaving victims in the lurch and criminals on the loose. It's a daunting task, but one that law enforcement is determined to take head on. In recent years, there's been a shift in the way that law enforcement approaches crime. Community policing, where cops work closely with local residents to build trust and identify problems, it's becoming increasingly popular. It's a strategy that's shown real results, with crime rates dropping in areas where community policing is in place. But it's not all good news. In some area, the rise of extremism and police brutality have led to increased tensions between law enforcement and the communities they serve. Just when you think you got a handle on the situation, something comes along and throws the whole thing off balance. Take, for example, the recent case of the encrypted messaging app that was cracked by law enforcement, leading to a massive haul of drugs and weapons. It was a major victory for the cops, but it also highlighted the dangers of relying on technology to solve crime. The criminals will always find a way to adapt, and the cops need to be ready to respond and think on their feet. The battle between cops and criminals is a complex one, full of twists and turns and unexpected surprises. It's a fight that's being waged on multiple fronts, from the streets to the courts to the corridors of power, and at the end of the day, it's a fight that affects us all. So who do you think will ultimately come out on top? The cops, with their resources and expertise, or the criminals, with their cunning and adaptability? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to check out other videos on the Suffering Podcast channel. So as always, please take care of yourself, take care of each other, and God bless.